My heritage specifically is Venezuelan.
I am Puerto Rican. I come from Argentina, Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Hola everyone, my name is Jared Ibarra. I go by he, him, his pronouns, and I identify as 100%, 100% Latino, Mexicano.
I identify myself as Latinx. I was born and raised in Morelia, Michoacan, Mexico. I moved up here about 11 years ago.
Well, what's up, everybody? I'm Anselmo Cristobal. I'm the high school and beyond coordinator here at Squalcom High School. I use he, him pronouns. I graduated from Nooksack, which is where I was raised, but I was born in Guatemala, specifically Huehuetenango.
So I am second generation Mexican American. I identify as Latino. And
Hola, buenos dias. My name is Señor Rodriguez, and I teach Spanish here. My family is from Zihuatanejo, Guerrero, Mexico, and I prefer to be called Mexicano, Mexican.
I really wanted to answer this question because a lot of people think I'm Mexican, which I'm not. I'm actually Venezuelan, from Venezuela.
My mom was born in Mexico, and so was my dad in Sinaloa.
I'm Mexican.
I am Mexican American.
At home, we speak Spanish only, and my mom makes only Mexican dishes. So I think everything's pretty traditional, and we go to Mexico every December.
Most of my family still lives in Guatemala on my dad's side. They've been trying to get their green cards and privilege to come here. However, it's very expensive, and if you make a mistake, you have to restart and you lose all the money.
Tengo familia en Honduras, y igual familia que nació aquí, por todos lados, en todo estado, y no la hemos conocido, pero sí, tengo fe que algún día los conoceremos. Sí, me siento conectado perfectamente. Hablo todos los días con los que están lejos y con los que están cerca, pues disfruto buenos momentos en el parque o salidas en familia. Es mi primera experiencia en Estados Unidos, mi primer colegio en Estados Unidos. Y me ha parecido bien, son muy amigables y es perfecto.
¿Cuál prefieres? ¿Hispano, latino, Latinx?
Latino. Bueno, yo soy hondureño, o también nos pueden llamar como catrachos. Bueno, mi familia está en Honduras, lo que es mi mamá y mi papá y todos, lo que es ya lo más de familia, lo más grande está aquí en Estados Unidos y está en diferentes estados y esperamos conocerla pronto también. Sí, me siento muy conectado y pues me siento feliz pues a la par de ellos y porque estoy aquí en un mejor lugar. Bueno, es muy muy bonita, he conocido mucha gente y a mí me gusta venir también porque tengo pasatiempo y paso con mis amigos, los que jugando y más el estudio también.
Just throughout the holidays, December is a really big time because there's December 12th, which is a really religious holiday, and then there's Christmas. It's always surrounded by family.
This is a skirt from Guerrero. I have been Mexican folk dancing ever since I was in 6th grade. I stopped doing it for a little bit and I started doing again. We've done different dances from holding candles, from putting pineapples on our head, from almost every state, but right now we're focusing specifically on Guerrero.
Actually, I was really surprised. I was I think there's just 3 Venezuelans here. If not, well, those are the 3 that I met, which is my sister and family friends. Instead of assuming someone's someone's from Mexico or Guatemala, there are students like that here, but there's also a bunch more countries. There's so many, and they're so different at the same time, which is that's a fun part about it. There are so many different cultures.
I feel connected to my heritage through music and food. Well, I think a great way to support the Latinx community would be to get to know who your folks are, who the Latinx are, the differences. We are not all the same. We share a lot, but we're also different, and in that respect, that's how our culture becomes richer and more interesting.
I grew up here in Shelton, Washington. I came when I was 5 years old. I came with mi familia. They decided to make the ultimate sacrifice of living their country, leaving their family so that I could have a better future, un futuro mejor, as they would put it. I grew up undocumented, no tenía papeles, and I'm temporary a DACA resident. So that means every 2 years I need to renew my residency.
The way that I feel connected to my heritage, it's definitely food, music, and holidays.
Right now, what I'm feeling is just super inspired. And when I saw someone like Mr. Perez, like Jared, like Mr. Ibarra, like anybody up here, for me, like I identify and I can see myself in them, and the level of inspiration that I felt in those moments are really what made me think, wow, like they were able to find a way to navigate.
So growing up in an area with not a lot of other students that shared my culture was difficult, and I felt sometimes I felt embarrassed. Realize that they should be proud of where they are, where they're from, and to celebrate their culture.
My name is Jeremy Luzeo. I'm Dean of Students here. I go by he, him pronouns. And the way I identify is complicated. I identify as mixed, Latinx, and white heritage. My dad is from Puerto Rico, and he grew up in 1950s and 60s Mississippi, which was a very racist place. And his name was Jose Antonio, and he didn't feel safe with that name, so he changed it. He was disconnected from Spanish, and he raised us, I think, partly to keep us safe, passing white, feeling white, knowing that we were Hispanic.
So my connection to my heritage is food. Looking at our student population, looking at our community and how things are evolving, and looking at this team and our staff is definitely like another family for me, to be able to feel connected with other people that have similar experiences.
We still do a lot of the celebrations. One of the really important ones is when we celebrate Navidad, and all of the family gets together, when there's about 30 of us hanging out in a house, and it's just chaos.